Welcome back to La Coin's world. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out what looks like an ordinary British 2p coin, and unknowingly spending something that could attract the attention of serious collectors around the world. It sounds unbelievable, yet stories like this have fueled the passion of coin collectors for generations. Every single day, millions of people overlook tiny details stamped into metal that could make the difference between 2 pennies and a remarkable collector's item. The real question is simple. Are you a spender who sees only face value, or a collector who recognizes hidden opportunity before everyone else does? Most people never inspect their loose change. They toss coins into jars, cup holders, drawers, and piggy banks without giving them a second glance. But experienced numismatists know that extraordinary discoveries rarely announce themselves. They hide in plain sight. They circulate quietly through everyday transactions, waiting for someone with the knowledge to recognize what everyone else ignored. Today, we're exploring one of the most talked about British decimal coins among collectors, the 1971 new 2p coin. It represents far more than a simple piece of copper. It marks the beginning of a historic monetary transformation in the United Kingdom, and under exceptional circumstances, certain examples have generated tremendous excitement within the numismatic community. Before we go any further, think about this for a moment. Do you have an old coin jar sitting somewhere in your home? Maybe it's in the garage, tucked away in a closet, or forgotten inside a kitchen cabinet. If you do, you may want to remember exactly where it is before this story is over. The year 1971 changed British currency forever. On Decimal Day, the United Kingdom officially adopted a decimal monetary system, replacing centuries of traditional coinage with an entirely new structure. Among the new coins introduced was the new 2p. These early issues became historic from the moment they entered circulation because they represented the first generation of an entirely new era in British money. Unlike many modern coins, the 1971 new 2p was never intended to become a collector's legend. Millions were struck to meet the demands of the new decimal system. Most entered circulation immediately, where they experienced decades of wear, scratches, corrosion, and heavy use. As a result, truly exceptional surviving examples have become increasingly difficult to locate. The obverse features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, while the reverse displays the badge of the Prince of Wales, complete with 3 feathers emerging from a coronet above the German motto ECHDN. Every design element was carefully engraved, making any deviation from the intended appearance particularly fascinating to collectors. It is where the story becomes far more interesting. Although standard 1971 new 2p coins remain common, collectors constantly search for unusual production errors. Genuine mint errors are created during the manufacturing process, making every authentic example unique in its own way. Because these mistakes occur accidentally, no two are exactly alike. One of the most desirable errors involves off-center strikes. During production, if the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned beneath the dies, part of the design may be missing while the remaining image appears shifted dramatically. These dramatic visual errors immediately attract collector interest because they clearly demonstrate a malfunction during striking. Another sought-after variety involves double strikes. In these cases, the coin receives more than one impression from the dies, producing overlapping images that can create ghost-like lettering or duplicated design features. Depending on the severity and clarity of the error, these pieces often become centerpieces of specialized collections. Collectors also pay close attention to die cracks. As production dies wear over time, microscopic fractures may develop. Eventually these cracks transfer onto the coins themselves as raised lines crossing portions of the design. While minor cracks are relatively common, unusually large or complex die failures are significantly scarcer. Then there are die clashes. These occur when the obverse and reverse dies strike one another without a blank coin between them. The resulting damage can transfer faint outlines of one design onto coins struck afterward, creating mysterious extra lines or unexpected impressions that puzzle inexperienced collectors. Rotation errors represent another fascinating category. Normally, both sides of a coin maintain a precise alignment. If one die rotates during production, the relationship between the obverse and reverse changes noticeably. These rotational errors are carefully measured and documented by professional grading services. Now here's something that many people never realize. Condition often matters just as much as rarity. Two identical 1971 new 2-pence coins can have vastly different values depending on preservation. A heavily circulated example may carry little premium beyond collector interest, while an exceptionally preserved specimen retaining original mint luster, sharp details, and virtually flawless surfaces can command dramatically stronger demand. Take a quick mental break. When was the last time you actually looked at the date on the coins in your pocket? Most people can't even remember. That simple habit alone separates casual spenders from dedicated collectors. Another factor that drives excitement is provenance. Coins with documented histories, original mint packaging, or long-established collection records often receive additional attention because buyers appreciate verified authenticity and ownership history. Whenever one finally surfaces, competition can become surprisingly intense. Collectors understand that opportunities to purchase extraordinary examples may not come again anytime soon. This scarcity creates anticipation every time an important auction is announced. Now let's address one of the biggest questions surrounding this coin. Can a 1971 new 2-pence really be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? You'll often encounter sensational headlines claiming extraordinary values approaching $981,000. Those figures represent highly exceptional scenarios discussed online and would require an extraordinarily rare combination of verified mint error, impeccable preservation, unquestionable authenticity, and extraordinary buyer demand at auction. They should not be interpreted as the typical value of an ordinary 1971 new 2-pence coin. The overwhelming majority are worth far less. Even so, remarkable coins have repeatedly demonstrated that rarity and collector enthusiasm can produce astonishing auction results. That's exactly why serious collectors refuse to dismiss older coins simply because millions were originally produced. Population reports from professional grading companies frequently reveal that the highest certified grades contain only a tiny number of surviving examples. Every point on the grading scale becomes increasingly important as quality improves. Moving from one elite grade to another can multiply collector demand dramatically. It is another challenge. If someone handed you 10 identical looking 2-pence coins right now, would you know which one deserves closer examination? Most people wouldn't. And that's perfectly understandable. The important difference lies in education. Experienced collectors examine lettering, strike quality, edge integrity, surface texture, dam markers, luster, color consistency, and countless microscopic details that most people never notice. A small irregularity ignored by one person may become the defining characteristic of an extraordinary collectible. Now imagine accidentally spending one before recognizing what you had. That possibility alone explains why so many collectors carefully inspect every older coin they receive. It isn't about superstition. It's about probability. The next remarkable discovery has to be found by someone. Why couldn't that someone be you? It is a little humor. That dusty coin jar sitting on top of your refrigerator has probably been promoted several times without you noticing. While you were ignoring it, collectors everywhere were hoping to find exactly what might already be sitting in your own home. The market for collectible coins continues to evolve as more people discover numismatics through online auctions, educational videos, grading services, and collector communities. Increased awareness means more competition whenever exceptional pieces become available. Knowledge has become one of the most valuable assets in modern collecting. The more you understand about authentic mint errors, grading standards, historical significance, and rarity, the better prepared you become to recognize genuine opportunities. One mistake beginners frequently make is attempting to clean old coins. That decision can permanently reduce collector appeal. Original surfaces are prized because they preserve the coin's authentic history. Abrasive cleaning often removes microscopic details and alters the natural appearance that experienced buyers expect to see. If you ever believe you've discovered an unusual 1971 new 2 pence, resist the temptation to polish it. Instead, store it carefully by its edges, protect it from additional damage, and consider obtaining an expert evaluation through a respected professional grading service. Attention for just one more moment. When this narration ends, spend 5 minutes checking your coin collection, your old drawers, your inherited boxes, or that forgotten container filled with loose change. 5 minutes. That's all it takes to begin looking with the eyes of a collector instead of the habits of a spender. Whether or not you uncover a valuable rarity, you'll gain something equally important, a deeper appreciation for the remarkable stories hidden inside everyday objects. Coins are more than currency. They are historical documents struck in metal. They record technological advances, political transitions, artistic achievement, and occasionally, manufacturing mistakes that become treasured by future generations. Every scratch tells a story. Every error tells another. Every surviving high-grade example becomes increasingly important as time quietly removes others from existence. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson of all. Extraordinary opportunities often arrive disguised as ordinary objects. The difference isn't luck. It's observation. It's paciencia. It's curiosity. The next time a 1971 new 2 pence crosses your path, don't rush to spend it. Turn it over. Study every detail. Compare it carefully. You may simply be holding 2 pence. Or you could be beginning an unforgettable journey into one of the world's most fascinating hobbies. And if you think this remarkable coin has an incredible story, wait until you discover the next ultra-rare coin we'll be exploring. Its mysterious minting history, astonishing error varieties, and collector demand have left even seasoned numismatists speechless. You won't want to miss what comes next.